What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. And as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm bringing y'all the most toxic, best stretch 4 build with contact dunks on NBA 2K22 next gen. Now, we're going to go ahead and make this build out of the power forward position, but when it comes down to all three levels of this build, inside, mid-range, three-pointer, and let's go ahead and include the defensive area, this build is going to hit perfectly on all categories. So let's go ahead and get started by putting it under the power forward position. Once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of the actual height, this can really be based off of your own preference. I'm going to go with 6'7", so that way we are able to dribble, and yes, we will be able to get contact dunks on this build. Now, for the wingspan, this should all be based off of your own preference, but I'm going to go with 7'1", and then when it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 210. Now, the body shape that I like will be defined, and let's go ahead and get into the actual breakdown of these attributes. So, when it comes down to the finishing, that's what I'm going to get started with. Go with a close shot of 55. Then once we go ahead and get into the driving layup, I'm going to go ahead and put this to an 81 and then ask for the driving dunk. I'm going to leave it exactly at a 91. Now, if you want to go ahead and try to put it to 92 or anything higher, go ahead and do that, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change the build name to something else. Now, when it comes down to the badges, we're going to be able to get 5 Hall of Fame for the finishing, 3 gold, 3 silver, and 1 bronze. Now remember, if you do decide to change the wingspan, that's going to change a few other things about the build, especially with the shooting and the playmaking, so just take that into consideration. But I'm pretty happy with 18 badges when it comes down to the finishing. Now let's go ahead and check out the breakdown of what we're going to be able to do with the shooting. I'm telling y'all, all areas of this build are definitely going to be balanced, and that is one thing about 2K22 on next gen. The builder easily makes it to where any build can pretty much do anything. Now I'm telling y'all, if they don't change that when it comes down to 2K23, that is going to be a big issue. But I'm telling y'all right now, as we got it for 2K22, pretty solid because of the amount of builds that we were able to make and actually use this year. But when it comes down to the shooting on this build, I'm going to go with a mid-range of 85, max out that three-pointer, and go with a 90 free throw for 26 shooting badges. Now, for the playmaking, I'm going to go with a pass accuracy of 76. Then for the ball handle, I'm going to max this out, and the same exact thing is going to be done for the speed with ball for 23 playmaking badges. Now, if you are going to get 2K23, let me know. Do you want to run it on current gen, or are you going to be back to playing on next gen? I'm telling y'all, I know a lot of people did play current gen 2K22 this year, but when it comes down to 2K23, a lot of leaks have been coming around when it comes down to the 2K community. And I'm telling y'all, I'm excited about the next year that's going to be coming up for 2K23 because I really feel like they had a couple years to get used to next gen and how it's going to be working with the mechanics. But we'll see what they do when it comes down to 2K23. And as y'all can see with the defense on this build, look at a 73 interior defense, 86 perimeter, 92 steal, 83 for the block. Then we get an 81 defensive rebound and a 51 offensive with 26 defensive badges. Now consider this build. If we have been grinding out all year for each season, you have the potential of getting 8 extra attribute upgrades when it comes down to the badges. So that is something that I would really consider as well. But as you can see with the physicals, I'm going to go ahead and max up my speed, acceleration, go with an 80 vertical and a 90 stamina. And as you can see, this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like. Now, if you feel like making your own adjustments, make sure you do it after we get the stretch 4 build name. So that way, you know we maintained it with the actual attributes that we use today, but when it comes down to the takeover, that is going to play the biggest effect when it comes down to getting any type of boost put towards this build. So we get the shot creating takeover, sharpshooting, playmaking, and then finally, I'm really excited about the fourth one. We're going to be able to get the lockdown defender takeover. Now, you have a good amount of options to pick from when it comes down to these takeovers, but for my liking, to be the best all around when it comes down to the offensive end, I would really consider going with ankle breaking shots takeover, so shot creating first, or you can even go and put up pull up precision. But another one that I like is going to be limitless range. Now this is best for offensive reasons, but when it comes down to being the most comp all around, I would go with the extreme clamps. And let's check out the build name. And as y'all can see, we have created the stretch 4 build, and I'm telling y'all, this is only going to get better once you buy boost and actually run with teammates that do have on floor general as well as defensive leader, both on Hall of Fame. Now that alone right there, with our takeover activated, will give us a plus 18 when it's all said and done. So let's go ahead and check out what this build will be looking like with the takeovers applied. We'll be able to get a 99 perimeter defense, steal, as well as our block. Then, once it comes down to what we'll be looking like with our playmaking, if you did choose the playmaking takeover, and boost considered, you'll be able to get a 99 ball handle, but when it comes down to the speed with ball, you'll be able to bring this attribute up into the 90s, and the same exact thing can be said for the pass accuracy. But for the shooting, you definitely have the potential to get a 99 mid-range shot as well as a 3-pointer, and even for the free throw. Now we're not going to focus too much on the finishing, but if you do run with the correct teammates as well as buy boost, with the badges included, you'll be able to get a 99 driving dunk, which in my opinion makes this easily the best stretch 4 build, because you get the contact dunks, you're able to speed boost, break ankles, shoot from anywhere, and then when it comes down to the defense, this is a really well-rounded build. Now for the badges, I would really consider what it comes down to, what you're going to be using for the finishing, because honestly, there are multiple ways you can go about making this build. If you want to, you can even run with the teardropper badge on Hall of Fame, or if you wanted to consider going with putback boss, just to be different, I really feel like this is going to be one of the best versatile builds that you can use. But for my liking, I'm going to go with posterizer as well as limitless takeoff, both on gold. Then from there, I'm going to go with silver, fearless finisher, and Hall of Fame slithery finisher. Now from here, let's go ahead and move on to the shooting. So a total of 26 badges that we're going to be able to work with. I'm going to start it off with gold, hot zone hunter, and then from there, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame sniper. Now, we still got a good amount of badges that we're able to work with here out of the shooting. If you wanted to, I have tried this badge out. Hall of Fame Fade Ace is one that I would definitely consider because it's primarily used for your mid-range. Now, when it comes down to another badge I'm going to go with, silver corner specialist, Deadeye, as well as green machine. Then I'm going to go with bronze volume shooter as well as catch and shoot. Now, sniper and hot zone hunter are the two main badges that you need to run with. Then from here, I'm going to go with silver blinders for the last few. You can spread the wealth here if you want to go about it that way, but if you want to go ahead and take off volume shooter, you can definitely put on lucky number 7 on gold, and that is one setup that I would consider as well. But from here, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. 23 badges that we got, so I'm going to go with hyperdrive on silver. Same thing with quick first step as well as unpluckable. Then I'm going to go with tight handles, so that way we're going to be able to break the defenders down and hit them with the animations when it comes down to the ankle breakers. As for handles for days, you definitely want to go with gold. Then for the final 5, I'm going to go with at least bronze, bullet passer. Then also space creator is one that I would consider, or stop and go if you like that badge as well. But honestly, out of all the remaining badges, I like triple threat juke the most, so I'm going to go with that on gold. And then finally, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of what the defense is going to be actually looking like. So I'm going to go with gold intimidator first, as well as silver rebound chaser. Now, chase down artists can be put on any tier of your choosing, but I'm going to go with gold as well as clamps on the same exact tier. Now, I love Rim Protector on silver as well as Pogo Stick, but if you want to spread the wealth a little bit more here, that is something you can definitely do. But when it comes down to the final batch, I'm going to go with Pickpocket on bronze, and we're going to end up with a total of 26 defensive badges, 23 for the playmaking, 26 shooting, and then 18 finishing. And if you made it to the end, man, thank y'all so much for your support, and more than anything, thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And with all that being said, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to go ahead and hit that sub button if you're new. Be sure to turn on post notifications to join the rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on this video. I know that we can do it. But again, thank y'all for the support one more time. And with all that being said, man, thank you, God, and Rich out.